Hello. Welcome back to Interesting Facts About Earth. Today we're diving into a topic that could change our oceans and economies forever. Deep sea mining. We're talking about metal nodules on the ocean floor and what happens if we mine them all. Plus, we'll look at President Trump's bold push to make the US a leader in this controversial industry. Is this a win for technology and security, or an environmental disaster? Stick around to find out. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell. Let's jump in. First, what are these metal nodules? They're potato-sized clumps called polymetallic nodules, found thousands of feet below the ocean surface. They're packed with valuable metals like nickel, cobalt, copper, and manganese, used in batteries, smartphones, and military tech. These nodules form over millions of years, crystallizing around things like shark teeth. They're like treasure chests, especially in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone in the Pacific Ocean. But they're not just rocks. They're home to unique deep-sea creatures. And scientists recently found they might produce oxygen, called dark oxygen. Mining them isn't just about grabbing resources. It's about messing with a mysterious part of our planet. Let's explore what happens if we mine every single one. Imagine we mine all the nodules. What's the impact? Let's start with the environment. First, habitat destruction. Nodules are like coral reefs for deep-sea creatures, sponges, worms, and species we barely know. Mining them would destroy their homes, potentially causing extinctions. The deep sea recovers slowly, taking decades or even thousands of years, because it's cold, dark, and food is scarce. Next, sediment plumes. Mining stirs up fine sediment, creating underwater dust storms. These plumes can travel miles, smothering marine life, clogging filter feeders, and changing water chemistry. Then, chemical pollution. Nodules trap toxic metals like lead or mercury. Mining could release these, poisoning marine life and maybe entering the food chain. Also, carbon and oxygen cycles. The deep sea stores carbon, helping fight climate change. Mining could release it, worsening things. And that dark oxygen, we might disrupt processes keeping oceans alive. Now, socio-economic impacts. These metals are critical for green tech and defense. Mining them all could flood the market. But once they're gone, prices for nickel or cobalt could spike, hitting industries hard. Sediment plumes could harm fisheries, affecting communities worldwide. Geopolitically, nodules are in international waters, governed by the International Seabed Authority, or ISA. A race to mine them could spark conflicts between nations or companies. It's like an underwater gold rush with huge stakes. Mining all nodules would be an ecological disaster, disrupt economies, and strain global relations. We don't even know the full impact because the deep sea is so understudied. What do you think? Should we mine these nodules? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk about Trump's big move. On April 24th, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order to fast-track deep-sea mining. Why? To secure these metals, reduce reliance on China, and boost the economy. But it's stirring up major debate. Let's break it down. Trump's executive order speeds up mining in US and international waters, like the Clarion-Clipperton Zone. First, it streamlines permits. The Department of Commerce and NOAA must review and issue exploration licenses and mining permits within 60 days. That's fast for government work. Second, it focuses on mapping and strategy. Agencies like Commerce, Interior, and Defense are mapping areas like the CCZ, which has 21 billion tons of nodules. They're also studying how to process metals domestically, since the US lacks facilities. Third, it's about countering China, which dominates critical minerals. The order estimates 1 billion tons of nodules in US waters, potentially adding $300 billion to the economy, and creating 100,000 jobs over a decade. Ambitious, right? Who's involved? The Metals Company, or TMC, is leading the way. On April 29, 2025, they applied for a US mining license in the CCZ. Their CEO says they could have a permit by the end of 2025, building on 2022 test mining. Their stock jumped 40% after the order, so investors are excited. Other companies, like Impossible Metals, and even Russian and Chinese firms, are testing equipment. It's getting competitive. But here's the problem. Environmentalists are worried. Scientists say mining could wreck deep-sea ecosystems. A 2023 study showed a test mining site from 46 years ago still hasn't recovered. Sediment plumes, noise, and light pollution could harm marine life and fisheries. Greenpeace calls Trump's plan reckless, risking species extinction and disrupting carbon storage. That dark oxygen discovery, it's another reason to pause. Internationally, it's causing tension. The ISA is still working on a mining code due by late 2025. Trump's order says the US won't wait, angering countries like China, who say it violates international law. Over 30 countries, including France, want a mining moratorium until risks are clear. The US isn't part of the UN's Ocean Treaty, but a 1980 US law lets it issue licenses. Still, it's a legal grey area. There are technical hurdles too. No one's mined nodules commercially yet. Machines are still in testing, and building processing plants could cost billions. Some experts say it might not even be profitable if metal prices drop. As of May 29, 2025, NOAA is updating its permitting process. TMC is pushing for a license, and the US is mapping the seabed. But actual mining is months away, and the debate is intense. Is this a national security win or an environmental nightmare? Tell me your take in the comments. So, what's next? If Trump's plan moves forward, we could see US mining by 2026. But the risks are huge. Ecological damage, international conflicts, and questions about whether we can mine sustainably. Scientists need more data, and environmental groups want moratoriums. Alternatives like recycling metals or land-based mining could help, but they're not ready yet. The deep sea is one of Earth's last frontiers. Do we plunder it or protect it? That's the big question. Thanks for watching this deep dive, pun intended. If you learned something, give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more. What do you think about deep sea mining? Is it worth the risk, or should we leave the ocean alone? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay curious.